we are back in our note packet today. So we're being the D4 notes, and then tonight, or at the end of class, we'll have the D4 homework. And then just know too that this week, Friday, is going to be a formative. Okay? So formative Friday this week. And then next week, we've got D6 on Monday, and then a bingo activity on Tuesday, and then that's it for next school next week. And then we get to eat a bunch of turkey or ham. Anybody do something other than turkey and ham for Thanksgiving?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
Yes, sir.
Beef? Steaks? That's what I did a couple of years ago. I did steaks instead of turkey, and I kind of like it.
I go for Thanksgiving in Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
No. Yeah.
Have school next week?
What did I just get through saying?
Oh,
We have school on Monday and Tuesday of next week.
so
Yes.
we don't have school on Wednesday?
Or Thursday or Friday.
so probably
Yes.
I'm going to your house.
Okay.
Why?
All right. So let's warm it up. You got a warm up area at the top of the D4 notes. Let's do these two problems for our warm up. Go. More than likely because you don't have one out. First thing in number one, what should we do? Subtract 11 from both sides? Yeah, I like that. So then that's going to give us, negative 18. Z equals negative 9. Okay? And we like writing that out. Now, see, you should probably wait because we're going to be filling stuff in today. Yeah, so you just hang with us. I know we're going slow, okay? But hang with us, I promise. Okay? All right? Now what are we going to do next? Do we agree with subtracting negative 18? Why do we divide instead of subtract? Because it's being multiplied here, right? Because remember over here on the side, when we've got a number and an x right next to one another, that means multiplication. Okay? So the negative 18 is being multiplied by z, so that means we have to divide by negative 18 on both sides. Cancels out there. Leaves me with what on the left side? Left side. Z. Leaves me just with z on the left side. What does it leave me with on the right side? We agree with positive 2. Okay? I don't either, but let's check it just to make sure. Okay? So if I go back to my original problem, I go 11 minus 18 times positive 2 equals 2. What is 18 times 2? Don't write this part down, by the way. Once again, I promise. Do this problem. Don't do this. Okay? All right? 36? Okay? So then this is going to be 11 minus 36. What is 11 minus 36? What? Do we agree with 25? I don't. I agree with negative 25. Is negative 25 equal to 2? No. So then my answer here is not 2. Because it failed to check. What's up, buddy? Thanks for paying attention. Glad you're awake this morning. Okay? All right? So what is the answer, Nora? I thought you had an answer before. No? Back here for the original one. What did you put? But you just knew it wasn't -2 or it wasn't 2. Okay, so let's go back here to our original, or back into our work here. If it's not going to be 2, then what is it? What is -9 divided by -18?
What?
-9 over -18. What do you got? They're both negative, so what do we know? Our answer is going to be positive. Okay, so we know that for a fact. Okay, so can I reduce 9 over 18? To what? 1 over what? Do we agree with 1 over 9? Which one? We're still talking about the 1 over 9. And now you're changing your answer on me. 1 over 2? Okay, how'd you come up with 1/2? Because 9 can go into both. Okay, so we can divide by 9 there, and we can divide by 9 there, and then we get positive 1/2. Now we should check that, right? Okay, so let's go back to our check step here now. 11 minus 18 times 1/2. What is 18 times 1/2? Or 18 divided by 2? 9, right? Okay. What is 11 minus 9? 2. And 2 now is equal to 2. So now it checks out. Now we can brag about our answer. Yes, sir.
The negative between 18 and 18.
Sure. So what's -18 divided by 2? -9, right? Right here, buddy. Psst. You gotta look up when I'm pointing at something to show you on the word. Adrian. So it still is, the negative sign is still there. Okay? Alright, number 2. What do we do first? Subtract 1 from both sides. What do we get? Do we agree with y over 5 equals -8?
Yes.
Yeah?
Glad someone agrees.
Yeah. Rough night playing Fortnite last night. They're all tired.
Oh, is there a class Fortnite?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't invite us.
They're practicing for esports.
Oh,
I bet our squad will beat their squad.
probably.
Yeah.
Weekly
Okay.
gaming.
So now we got y over 5 equals -8. How do I finish solving this one? Adrian.
You change or like times 5 by both sides.
Multiply by 5 on both sides? Because we're dividing by 5, so to clear it, we got to multiply by 5.
Excellent.
So that cancels that out. Leaves me with what on the left side?
Y.
Just y on the left side. What do we get on the right side?
Equals -40.
Now what should we do?
Check it.
Check it, because we've already checked 1 and it didn't work, right?
Uh-oh. On accident or on purpose?
No, they said this one right here was 2. So we had checked it and we showed that the check didn't work.
Right.
-40 divided by 5. -8, right? Because it's a negative divided by a positive, so that's -8 plus 1.
9.
-8 plus 1 is 9?
There's
-7. And is -7 equal to -7? Yeah.
Last time I checked it was.
I hope so. So now we can brag about our work. Okay? Good stuff. Huh? Refresh my memory. Today we're going to talk about the distributive property. refresh my memory what we do with the distributive property. What do you got, Nora? So we take whatever's out in front of a set of parentheses, and we multiply it where? Into where? All of the terms inside the parentheses, right? Not just the first one. Because I noticed, and Mrs. Hill noticed, on the last couple of distributive property ones at the bottom of the homework, we're getting into that bad habit of just distributing into the first term in the parentheses. We're not distributing into all of the terms
And make sure
of the
you draw your arrows.
parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember we said we would put a box around the number outside and then draw an arrow in to both or all three or all 7 terms inside the parentheses.
On the test, we're still gonna have the one with like 8 inside, like with 8 terms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta do 8 arrows, right?
What?
Simplify them.
Well, we first got to distribute though, right? Right? So then this would be like -4 times -3. And then this would be -4 times y, right?
Right.
What's -4 times -3?
Positive.
+12. What's -4 times y?
Negative.
-4y. Can those two be combined?
No.
No, because they're not like terms. So then that is our answer. Yes? You do 2 and 3 for me right now, please. Distributing 2 and 3. Gotta know what we're doing before we do what we're doing today.
Go.
Yasser, I'm gonna ask you because you did it. What's really out in front here in number 2? -1. Yep. This is really -1 out in front, and that's what gets distributed then into both of those. So we have -1 times -4x, and we have -1 times +7. -1 times 4 times -4x. +4x. -1 times +7. -7. Can I combine 4x and -7? Nope, so that is my answer. Okay? When I was walking around, I was noticing a lot of people did the negative on the first one, but then put +7 on the second one. Because they didn't distribute the negative into both terms. Okay? With fractions, done the same way. We just distribute the fraction in to both terms. So this is like 1/3 times 9x. And this is like 1/3 times -6. What's up?
Last time you said always like 9 times the 1, like the top number you always times it, and then you divide it with the bottom.
Very good.
So what's the first term going to be?
3x.
3x. What's the second term going to be?
Negative.
Can I combine those two?
Link it up.
So 3x minus 2 is my answer.
We move that down and show them the.
What's up, Mark? Whoa, got the break. You could do what? Yep, that's what we're
We're
gonna.
gonna show you right now. Yeah. Okay, so that's the final answer. Some of you are good to just skip to that step. You know how to do the math there. This is what it really looks like. It's going to be, you can put that 9x over, make it a fraction over 1, and then you multiply straight across. So 1 times 9x is 9x, 3 times 1 is 3.
And then 9 divided by 3 gives me my 3. And same thing over here.
Put that over 1. When we multiply fractions, we go top times top, and bottom times bottom.
Doesn't that make it a little harder?
That's what your brain's doing. Some people's brains can do that. Other people's brains need to see it visually.
Just like this one. Some of you are writing -1, some of you don't need to do that. Whatever you need to do is to get the problem right.
Yep.
Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you, individual level. Okay? All right. So, goal of solving an equation is what? What's up, buddy? Sure. Goal of solving an equation is what? Get the variable all by its lonesome. Yes, we want to get the variable all by itself. Golden rule of algebra is what? And what's the key word in that statement? What's the keyest of key words in that statement? Must, right? Okay. We have to. You don't get a choice in the matter. Okay. You can't do something to one side and then forget about it on the other. Okay. You don't get a choice in that. These right here? Yeah. Yeah, you do. Okay? So our first step that we had was we're going to clear any add and subtracts, right? We've had that since last week, Thursday. So for a week now we've had that. What's our fifth step?
Division
And multiplication. We're clearing multiplication and division. Okay, I like that. Okay. Today, we're going to add one of our top threes, okay? One of our first three steps. We're going to add in step number 1, and that's going to be, we are first going to clear any distributes that we might have. So if you're looking at your problem, for instance, here number 4, which is right next to it, if you have a set of parentheses with some term out in front, you've got to clear those parentheses first. Okay? So distributing is really clearing all of your parentheses. Okay? The other two, I don't think we're quite ready for yet. We'll probably get ready for those later on. Okay? So let's do number 4 together now. First step says I need to clear any distributes. I need to clear any parentheses. So I need to do that part first. Now here's where, again, when we distribute, we got to distribute into all of the parts. Otherwise our final answer is going to be wrong, and that check is going to catch that. Okay? So 3 times 2x is how many x's? 6 x's. 3 times 1 is how many? 3. So then we have 6x plus 3, and that's still going to equal 15. Okay? Now it becomes a problem like we were doing in the warm-up. Okay? Alright? So what are we going to do first? Subtract 3 from both sides. The plus 3 cancels out the minus 3. 6x equals 12. Divide both sides by 6. Dividing by 6 cancels out the multiplying by 6. X equals 2. Now here is where that check, we should really add a 6th step here. And that where we check comes in. Okay? So if I plug this back in, I always go back to my original problem. 3 times 2, now times 2, plus 1. 2 times 2. 4. So this is 3 times 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1. 5. 3 times 5. 15. Is 15 equal to 15? Yep. So now we can brag about our work. Had we checked our work, we would have known that we were wrong if we didn't do it right. You had 12. Yeah, because you didn't check your work. If you would have checked your work, you would have known you were wrong. But you were so enamored about doing it while we were doing the warm-ups that, yeah. All right? Everybody good on that?
Yeah.
All right. What's up? All right. It'd be nice to. All right?
Because I don't want to do it in this one.
All right?
Distribute.
Distribute first? Okay. So after I distribute, or when I'm going to distribute the 6, right?
Yeah.
Into there and into there.
12x
So, okay? And then what?
plus 6.
Do we agree with 12x plus 6?
Good.
You don't? Distributing the 6 in. 6 times 2x is 12x. 6 times 1 is 6. Yep. I would hope that you would agree with it. Yes.
Minus 6.
On both sides?
Well, that's not possible. Though.
What do you mean it's not possible?
We use the row. Because you can't divide it by.
I'm not even there yet.
Sure we can, we're not there yet, but we can.
Yeah. Because what's 8 minus 6?
That's
2.
How do you divide it by 12?
2 equals what? Equals 12x. Divide both sides by 12? No, you don't.
You don't get 6, but you get a fraction.
Because the bottom number is bigger. I know.
Thank you, Mr. Lindbergh. You're across that. I appreciate
I forgot to. I was doing it all day, right up to that part.
it.
Can we calculate it?
1 over 6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a fraction. 2 over 12, we can simplify. We can divide the top and the bottom by 2. There you go, yeah. And when you do that, you get 1 over 6. Or what is that?
No, we don't like decimal. We like fractions. I will mark every decimal wrong because I know that you use a calculator. Okay? We like fractions. Fractions are better. Yes, they are. You can shake your head as much as you want, but it's still
So now
better.
you need to check that one?
Yep.
Oh, geez, that's a tough one to check.
So we got 8 equals 6 times 2 times 1/6 plus 1. Oh, so much math going on. It's like this problem is like the bestest from all of the time. Okay? 2 times 1/6. In here, 2 times 1/6. No, it's not 2 over 12. It's 2/6, right?
Let's break that out. It's going to be 2 over 1 times 1 over 6.
So 2/6 reduces to what? 1/3. Yep, exactly. Because we can divide both by 2, so this becomes 1/3. One-third plus 1. Or do you want to distribute now? Distribute now? Okay, we can do that. So if I distribute the 6 into the 1/3, what is 6 times 1/3?
Great. Let's write it out.
So it's 6 times 1, right?
Yeah.
Over 1 times 3, that's 2. Okay? And then what's 6 times 1? 6 times 1 is 3.
Oh,
2 plus 6.
Oh, 8.
8. Is 8 equal to 8? Yeah. So sometimes our checks are easy, like in the first one. Sometimes our checks are a little more involved. But is it important to do the check? Yes, it is extremely important to do the check. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to do the next 3. Go. So the first thing we have to do in number 8 is we have to distribute the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
3 times 2 is 6. 12x.
You're doing great.
So we got 6 plus 12x equals 16. Now we gotta do what, Tom? We gotta subtract 6 from both sides. Yep.
So everything you do, cross those sixes off.
Alright, what's left over then?
12x equals 10.
Alright, Adrian, no more answering this problem.
Why?
What's someone
Because
else
he said so.
What's someone else in?
Okay. Now what? Danny, let's go with you because you were just doing it. Divide both sides by 12. Yes, because this is a multiplication. So I divide by 12 and it cancels out there. And I divide by 12 on the other side. What do you got, buddy? You told me.
5 over 6.
Because what goes into both 10 and 12? 2 goes into both 10 and 12. So I can divide by 2 there, and I can divide by 2 there. And that gives me x here equals 5, 6. Okay? Alright? Now what do we got to do?
Check your answer.
Now we got to check our answer. So 3 times 2 plus 4 times 5, 6. 4 over 1 is 4 over 1. So what is this fraction right here make? When I multiply.
So
Right, green fraction.
4 over 1 times 5 over 6.
So
Oh.
4 times 5,
That's 20.
20 over 6. Okay. Can I reduce 20 over 6?
No, you cannot.
You can.
Yes, but
It's what?
it's going to be.
You divide them both by 2, right? Okay, so 20 divided by 2 is 10
10 over 3.
over 3. So that one becomes 10 over 3. In my page here now. Alright, so that was that part. So then we still have plus 2 and times 3 yet, right? Now we can distribute. Yep,
That's 6.
that would be 6. Yep.
That'd be 1.
1.
30.
30 divided by 3 is not 1. 10. Yep. Okay. What is 6 plus 10 then? 16. And is 16 equal to 16? Yep.
Oh, it would be 30 divided by 30.
Yeah.
That'd be 1.
That would be 1, but it's not. It's 30 divided by 3, right? Okay. So that is 5, 6 there for that. 7 or 6? Which one do you want to do next? 6? Okay. What do we want to do first?
Draw a line down the middle of this.
Let's draw one. Yeah, we haven't drawn one down the middle yet.
Wait, what's the answer?
I haven't done it yet.
Do it yet.
You said to do 6.
No, 7.
We're doing 6 because that's what you told me to do. What do we do first in 6?
You.
Subtract what? Subtract 3 from both sides.
If you didn't finish this one, make sure you're copying down as we go. We'll go a little slower.
We haven't done it yet, Adrian.
Also 8.
We're skipping around. Yeah, that was really, we're checking our work for 8.
Oh.
Okay, so W is on the left, so we subtracted 3 from both sides. This is what we're left with. What's negative 4 minus 3?
Negative 4 minus.
Correct.
Negative 7.
Good.
Okay.
And then you gotta times it by 5.
By 5?
Yes.
Can I multiply it by anything else? Say it louder. Why would I want to multiply by negative 5 and not positive 5?
Because the W is negative.
Because the W is negative
Because the W gotta be a little.
by itself, right?
Yes.
So if you multiply by 5, that's fine, but then you've got negative W, and then you have to multiply or divide by negative 1.
Yeah, I meant to say.
You can do that all, here I'll put it in 2 different colors. We'll go purple crosses out the 5s, and red crosses out the negatives. And we can do that all in one step. Okay, so left side then gives me W. Right side gives me
35.
checking it now. 3 minus 35 over 5. What is 35 divided by 5? 7. 3 minus 7. Negative 4 is negative 4 equal to negative 4. Now we can brag about our work.
I got it
Nice
right.
one to check.
Kind of like makes Thor's hammer there. Do that with the line. And you box your answer.
That's cool.
Alright. Now, Adrian, now we're going to do number 7.
See, I thought we did that.
Oops.
Yeah, that is good.
Whoa, Pepper.
Whoa! What happened?
There's a movement going on here. I don't know why I didn't grab these. Apparently not. We'll just fix this later. Here. Come on. Come back. Alright, so what do we do in number 7 first?
What's going on here?
Hey, I know.
Distribute what? Negative 12. So negative 12 is what I put my box around. I got to distribute it into there, and I got to distribute it into there. We'll do the last one first. Negative 12 times 2, right? But then there's this first one.
Yeah, put that 12 over a 1. Make it a fraction.
So that gives me negative 12x over 3.
Give it a second.
Right? So negative 12 divided by 3.
That's for negative 4.
Negative, because it's negative 4x, yep. Negative 12 times positive 2. Negative 24. And all of that equals negative 15.
Alright, so that's our next step. That's what we should all have written down there.
Now what? Plus negative 24? Or just plus 24?
Plus 24.
What's that?
Because it's negative 24.
Right? Because it's already subtracting, right? So what's the opposite of subtracting? Adding. So we would just add 24.
Both sides.
Left side, negative 15 plus 24.
9 equals negative 4. So about 9 divided by 4.
Divided by 4?
Negative 4. Right?
Can I reduce this 9 over negative 4? Nope, can't reduce it. So we're going to have negative 9/4 equals x. There. Oh man, a fraction and a fraction in a check? Oh, that sounds like great times right
This
there.
is how have you explained how to, like, when you're using the double parentheses and stuff?
Huh?
I'm checking our work.
When we're checking, so like, here, I'll show you right here. So like this, negative 12 times negative 9/4 divided by 3. Actually, I'm not even doing it in this one.
We don't have to.
Yeah, plus 2. Alright? So, there's no packing up yet.
Yes, you're doing. You didn't even check.
We haven't even checked our work yet.
I know, right?
Hey,
Okay? So, do you want to do this fraction divided by a fraction first? Or do you want to do this distributive first?
Distribute.
we want to do this distributive first.
Oh, no, fraction, I see that's what I did. Let me get it.
Okay, so this is going to be negative 12 over 1 times negative 9/4 over 3. Now, here is where simplifying fractions, get your work out.
Take out, now what?
This is where doing it my reducing first way comes into helpful a little bit. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into negative 12 how many times? 3 goes into negative 12 how many times? Negative 4 times. So then this becomes, now if I multiply across, now I've got negative 4 times negative 9/4 all over 1. Negative 4 times negative 9. Positive 36. 4 times 1. 4. 36 divided by 4.
Oh,
No.
You know what?
9, right? So this whole part right here is 9. Then negative 12 times 2. Negative 24. 9 minus 24.
Hold on.
Because the second one's bigger. Is negative 15
See,
equal to negative 15.
it's all up in here.
That's great, but it needs to all be on your paper.
Mr. Williams-Meyer. Now on the assessment, are they allowed to use calculators?
We won't have hard problems like this on the assessment.
All right.
Yeah.
So that would be
That would be a beast, yeah,
yeah.
to assess on. Yep.
All right.
All right.
That's good to know.